Welcome back to the Savvy Campers, guys. We are in the trailer and we are at beautiful Mini Glacier. Here's our campsite. It just breeze came up and blew some stuff around, but it's gorgeous here. It's a little smoky. There's been a lot of fires this year with the heat, but it's just been a beautiful stay. And we've installed two things that we want to share with you. We're going to show you which one's better, and by the end of the video, you're going to understand which one you should buy. So the two things we're going to show you are the MaxxAir and the Fantastic Vent Fan. So here's the two remotes for them. They're very similar with the on-off, auto, manual, things like that, but this one has a digital display on the MaxxAir. I like that a little bit better than the Fantastic Vent Fan. It is quite a bit bigger though, but it is nice to know what your set temp is and if you're open or closed or air out, things like that. They both come with holders that you can mount to the wall. This one, I haven't mounted it yet. I don't know if I will, but it wouldn't be bad to just mount it right there next to the bed so that you can quickly pick it up in a pinch and change the temperature. So let's go through the MaxxAir fan first. So the vent fans are fairly similar. They have a lot more blades in stock, I will say. And we didn't have a fan on the front here, so we just pulled power from this light, and it's worked very well. We have a manual open and close in case you run out of power. And then we actually, on this model, we have the buttons. So fan speed high, lower. We have auto mode in and out, which basically reverses the fan, and then total on and off. And then if you hold these two buttons, it'll open and close the vent. So let's go ahead and look at the Fantastic Fan. So we have this one going a little bit too. So we have the vent there, and this vent is not rainproof, but it does have a rain sensor, so it will close. And then we have our manual open and close. There are no buttons on this model, so that is one downside that you have to take into account. And this one, as you can see, it has a full vent cover, so that you can operate this in the rain. The only downside is that you can't really, I got the smoke model, and they make, I think they have a clear one, which wouldn't be bad because then you can actually see the weather and see the mountains, things like that. But this one is a full cover so that you can operate it when you're driving or in the rain. And it has, this one has two, basically two rods that hold it up, so it's a lot more stable than the Fantastic Fan with one rod. So basically like the stock model here, the vent fan, it only holds it up on the right side there. So it's not as stable when you're driving, but it's a lot better than the factory model. And most of the time when you're driving, you don't have your vent fan open anyways because they can flap and damage things. So we always leave them closed. Just so you know, we bought both of these with our own money, so we're not biased, and they are expensive. They're $300 plus. So make sure to like the video if this is helpful to you so that we know that we can make more comparison videos like this and buy more products to help you guys out. So operationally, both of these you can operate with the remote on the opposite side of the trailers. So there's really no advantage or winner or loser on that. It's very awesome. This one's nice because you can actually see what you're doing. Whereas the Fantastic Vent Fan, you can, but it doesn't show the actual temperature. So you can go ahead, and we're at between 10 and 25, so let's speed up. You can hear it clicking all the way across. So now we're at 100%, and we are pumping air, tons of air in this model. And then we can go ahead and flip it, and this will slow the fan down and then reverse it. So now we're sucking air out, and I found that I like to suck air out more than I like air coming in. So we can also switch it on auto. So basically we can go over here, set the temp instead of the speed, and let's say we set it up to 85, because it is about 85. Actually, let's set it up to 90. It should basically go down to 0. Let's see what it does. Because if we're at the set temperature, then it won't do anything. But then when it gets above 90, it should turn on and cool it down. It's a smooth fan. So you can see it's taken a while to slow down and stop, and those bearings are nice. So there we go. We are stopped, Now let's go ahead and set our temp. Let's say we wanted it 85. Nope, we're about, I think it's about 81 in here right now. Let's turn down to 80. There we go. So the temperature is between 80 and 85 in the trailer based on what this fan says. So it's going on very low. And now we kick it down, kick the temperature down. It's going to kick that speed up. So let's go ahead and manually turn it down just so you don't, you can hear. Another cool model feature is that when it rains, it'll close your vent cover, and you can actually turn your rain sensor off manually so it doesn't do that. I found sometimes when you're in the shower, having a nice hot shower, it will close that vent cover. So in the middle of your shower, and then you have to manually open it up to get it to start again. So keep that in mind when choosing models. So let's go ahead and click our up down so we can basically close it. And this model can, the Fantastic, I don't believe can operate as a ceiling fan. There is a way to trick it though, so watch this. So basically it turns it off, and there is a little sensor to say it's closed. So if we open it just a little bit, we should be able to operate it as a ceiling fan. Might have to open it a little, yeah, just a little more. But it still will pull outside air, which some people may not want. Maybe you just want it smoky out and you want it to just be a ceiling fan. You can't do that with this model. Let's close it. As you can see, there's still, you can see the little light. Let's see how, yep. So there we hit the switch, the limit switch, and it shuts off. So let's go ahead and close it. Turn it back on. Let's turn on manual. So that's basically it about the Fantastic Fan. It's a nice model. It works very well. It's very easy to install. Both these install very similarly. Actually, I will say the MaxxAir installs a little bit better because you don't have the fan. The fan is a separate addition, so you don't have to kind of hold the fan when you're doing your butyl tape and things. So let's go ahead and we can actually close the vent on this model when it's running, and it'll turn on ceiling fan mode. So there we go. We've got a ceiling fan pushing down. So that's really nice if it's smoky out, if you want to close your windows and just get some airflow. And actually, you can use it when the heater's on because the heat rises. So this will actually push the heat down. So it's really nice even for winter. So let's go ahead and we can just click open again. And this has the full auto section set as well. So as you can see, the room temp is 86 and set temp is 74. So we can go ahead and set the temp lower, and then it'll kick that fan on higher and higher. And then as we get the set temp to the room temp, the fan speed will slow down. And it'll actually close, turn off. So when our set temp is above, so let's say, okay, let's get 1 degree under. Okay, so now we've set the temp down to 74. Room temp's 86, so we're gonna go ahead and it'll suck air out through these windows that are open. And I actually found I like it on air out mode versus air in, just because you get this draft of breeze from the windows. So it's really nice. If you do want to clear it out, since we have two, you can set one to in and one to out, and then you can blow out the trailer lickety split. So our favorite model is the MaxxAir vent fan. I think the remote's better. It's better to install. It actually, the shroud is, it's a downside because you have to cut it when you're installing it. But if you have a taller ceiling, as in more insulation, you're going to need the deeper flange. It has the buttons up here, whereas the Fantastic Fan doesn't have any buttons. One downside is this light. I wish I could get that light off, but it's got the rain cover, so you can operate it in the rain. And I don't know, I just feel that it's a little quieter, and I like it better. It seems to be a little more better designed than the Fantastic Fan. Now, don't get me wrong, both of them are great models, but if I had to choose one, I think you get more for your money out of this model. So make sure to pick up the MaxxAir vent fan if you're looking to exchange your vent fan. And I will say either of these models, maybe depending on price, these are the fully automatic ones. They make ones that are just manual that are a little bit cheaper. But having that automatic in and out, it's really nice to have. When you're in bed and you want to open the vent, it's just nice. I wish there was kind of a up and down on the vent, because sometimes I just like to open the vent at night, maybe an inch or two, and I wish you could do that. You can do it manually, but you can't do it from the remote. So that would be one thing. I would almost just have two more buttons that say like vent up, vent down. So you can just kind of click that vent up just a hair from the remote. The seals on these are nice rubber seals on both the models. So you're going to get a lot better seal than the factory. The factory seals are crap. So either of these are great for sealing. This model, it does have the two rods to hold it up, so it is a little more secure when you're driving. It won't flap around. This has the controls. It's got a nicer remote, and it's quieter, and it does move a lot of air. So if you want to pick it up, I'll have the link down in the description, so make sure to check that out. And we do have a full review of each of these fans, so if you maybe have a few more questions, check out the review. And you can also leave a comment down below if you have a question, and we'll be sure to answer that, to tell you which one we like, which one we don't like. Hey, maybe you have this situation. We'll be able to help you out with that. So leave that comment below. We'll have a link to both of these so that you can check them out on Amazon for yourself, to make sure that maybe fits your price range, maybe it has the features you want. But both of these, they're great models, but if we had to do it again, we would do the MaxxFan. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the campsite.